This is Solomonic Wisdom, and I want you to know something very important. You're about to enter the next level, not because I'm holding anything back, but because most people never make it this far. They stay comfortable with tactics. You're here for the operating system. Let's begin. You have probably noticed them. The channels teaching you how to manipulate people, how to read body language to control a conversation, how to use silence as a weapon, how to exploit psychological triggers to get what you want. And maybe you have watched a few. Maybe you have even tried some of the tactics. Maybe they worked once or twice. But here is what those channels will never tell you. Every manipulation tactic has an expiration date, and when it expires, it does not just stop working. It detonates. I am going to show you why dark psychology fails long-term, and more importantly, what actually works instead. This is not about being a better person for morality's sake. This is about strategy. Real strategy. The kind that builds power that lasts decades, not days. Stay with me until the end of this, because the framework I am going to give you at the close is what changes everything. Most people never make it that far, but if you do, you'll understand why some people build empires, while others just build resentment. Let's start with what dark psychology actually is. Dark psychology is tactical thinking. It is a collection of techniques designed to influence, persuade, or control another person's behavior. Reading micro-expressions, mirroring body language, using scarcity to create urgency, weaponizing reciprocity, creating artificial status to command respect. And here is the thing. These tactics work. Yes, in the short term, they absolutely work. If you walk into a negotiation and use the right combination of silence, confident posture, and strategic information withholding, you can tilt the outcome in your favor. If you understand cognitive biases and exploit them correctly, you can close deals, win arguments, and get people to do what you want. So why am I saying it fails? Because tactics are not strategy, and short-term wins are not the same as long-term power. Let me explain the difference. A tactic is a move. A strategy is a system. A tactic gets you through today. A strategy builds your next 10 years. Dark psychology teaches you moves. It teaches you how to win the conversation, how to dominate the room, how to extract value from the interaction. But it does not teach you what happens after the interaction ends. And that is where everything falls apart. Here is what actually happens when you build your influence on manipulation. First, people figure it out. Maybe not immediately, maybe not even consciously. But humans have been dealing with manipulators for thousands of years. We have instincts for this. When someone feels like they are being played, even if they cannot articulate why, they start pulling back. They stop trusting you. They stop offering you opportunities. They stop being vulnerable around you. You might win the negotiation, but you lose the relationship. And relationships are where real power lives. Second, manipulation requires constant energy. You have to keep performing, keep reading the room, keep adjusting your tactics based on who you are dealing with. Keep track of the lies or half-truths you told to maintain your position. It is exhausting. And the moment you slip, the moment you let your guard down, the whole structure collapses. Third, and this is the part nobody talks about, manipulation isolates you. Because if you are using tactics to control people, you can never truly trust anyone. You assume everyone else is doing the same thing to you. So, you live in a state of paranoia. You cannot build real alliances because you do not believe real alliances exist. You are alone at the top of a very unstable pyramid. Now, Let me tell you what I have observed after studying this for years. The people who build empires, the people who create influence that lasts generations, they are not the best manipulators. They are the best strategists. And strategy is not about controlling people. It is about positioning yourself so that influence becomes natural. Let me give you an example. There is a CEO I studied who built a company worth billions. When people ask him his secret, he does not talk about negotiation tactics or psychological tricks. He talks about one principle. He hires people smarter than him. He gives them the resources they need. He gets out of their way, and he makes sure their success is tied to his success. That is not manipulation. That is architecture. He built a system where everyone wins when the company wins. And because of that, people are loyal. Not because they are being controlled, because they are being elevated. That is Solomonic thinking. That is strategy. So what is the Solomonic framework? What actually works when dark psychology fails? It comes down to 3 principles, and I am going to walk you through them now, because this is what separates people who have power from people who just perform power. Principle 1. Build value instead of extracting it. Dark psychology is extractive. It is about taking compliance, taking agreement, taking resources. Every interaction is a transaction where you are trying to walk away with more than you brought. Solomonic strategy is generative. It is about creating value that did not exist before. When you walk into a room, you are not asking what you can take. You are asking what you can build. What alliance can you form? What problem can you solve together? What system can you create that benefits everyone involved? This is not altruism. This is self-interest properly understood. Because when you build value, people want to keep you around. When you extract value, people start looking for ways to get rid of you. Principle 2. Operate from abundance, not scarcity. Manipulators create artificial scarcity. They withhold information. They make themselves seem rare or irreplaceable. They use FOMO, meaning fear of missing out, and then urgency to force decisions. This works once, maybe twice, but eventually people realize it is a game, and they stop playing. Strategic thinkers operate from abundance. They share information freely. They make introductions. They give credit. They are not afraid of someone else succeeding because they understand that rising tides lift all boats. Here is what I have noticed. The most powerful people I've ever met are the least guarded. They do not hoard knowledge. They do not hide their playbook. Why? Because their power does not come from secrets. It comes from their ability to execute. An execution cannot be copied just by knowing the steps. Principle 3. Think in years, not days. This is the big one. This is where dark psychology completely breaks down. Manipulation is short-term thinking. It is about winning today's conversation, today's deal, today's interaction. Solomonic strategy is long-term thinking. It is about building a reputation that opens doors 10 years from now. It is about forming alliances that compound over time. It is about making decisions today that your future self will thank you for. Let me ask you a question. If you manipulate someone into giving you what you want today, what happens when you need something from them 5 years from now? They remember, and they do not help you. But if you create genuine value for someone today, if you help them win, if you elevate them, what happens 5 years from now? They remember that too. And they bring you opportunities you never could have manufactured. That is compound influence. That is what actually works. Now here is where this gets practical. I am not telling you to be nice for the sake of being nice. I am telling you that strategy beats tactics every single time. And if you are still trying to manipulate your way through life, you are playing a game you cannot win long term. So what do you do instead? You start auditing your interactions. Every time you walk into a conversation, a negotiation, a relationship, ask yourself one question. Am I trying to extract value or create it? If you are trying to extract, you are thinking like a manipulator. If you are trying to create, you are thinking like a strategist. You start thinking in longer time horizons. Stop optimizing for today's win. Start optimizing for next decade's position. What relationships are you building? What reputation are you creating? What systems are you putting in place that will work for you even when you are not in the room? You start operating from abundance. Share what you know. Help people win. Make introductions. Give credit. Stop hoarding like the game is zero-sum. It is not. The people who win biggest are the ones who expand the game for everyone. And here is the part I promised you at the beginning. The framework that changes everything. Solomonic wisdom is not new. It is 3,000 years old. It has outlasted every empire, every trend, every manipulation tactic that has ever been invented. And it is still here because it works. Not because it is morally superior, though it is, but because it is strategically superior. The channels teaching you dark psychology are selling you tactics that expire. I am giving you a framework that compounds. They are teaching you how to take. I am teaching you how to build. They are teaching you how to win today. I am teaching you how to dominate the next 30 years. And I am giving this to you for free. No paywall, no membership tier, no hidden content behind a join button. Because the moment wisdom becomes a product, it stops being wisdom. If you made it this far, you are not looking for tricks. You are looking for a foundation. And that is exactly what this channel is going to give you. Save this video to re-watch again later. This is the kind of insight dark psychology channels would charge you for. I'm giving it to you because the best way to neutralize manipulation is to raise the intelligence of the entire room. Subscribe if you want more. No paywall, just wisdom. And check out these suggested videos to continue the journey and step into the next level in the Solomonic Wisdom.